and welcome back to Cuba's Automotive. We're here at 05 Altima, Nissan Altima, and I've come on scene with the vehicle already somewhat disassembled. Okay, this is my good friend Chef's car, and I'm here to bail him out again. So he had issues with the alternator, and according to him, the alternator is failing. So he went and pulled off the alternator, a couple different brackets in order to get to the bolts on the alternator. And one of the things he had issues with is just a tensioner, and to being able to manipulate the tensioner, basically, to put the belt on and off, which I know can be a pain in the butt without the appropriate tools. So I'm here, and while I was here, I just happened to notice the valve cover, which was recently replaced, leaking. So one of the things I want to do is take that valve cover back off, make sure both surfaces are completely clean, because even though I was there that day he had replaced it, I was working on something else, probably the other Altima he has, and he had done this, and he's not sure if he had cleaned the mating surfaces or not. So it's not that old. It should be able to be taken off and put back on without issue, without further leaks. But that's one of the things I saw. Before putting this new belt back on, we want to get rid of any leaks. This belt was collecting oil in the ridges. Now this belt has to be replaced anyway due to age, and the belt is cracking. Many times you can't tell the condition of a belt until you pull it off, so I don't know how well that's coming up. But I'm pretty sure you can see the cracks. And then I noticed on the back side, okay, I don't know if you can see, on the far end here, there is what looks to be like rubber bunched up in places, and that goes on throughout the belt. Okay, what that tells me is one of the pulleys is starting to seize. It is drying up, and it might be seizing intermittently, not enough to where it might be squealing or making much noise, but as a mechanic, these are things that I take notice. Details. It's very, very good to observe and take notice of details. So he's going to replace the belt. We'll make sure there's no leaks going onto the belt. So we'll go ahead and address the valve cover. One of the things he had broken also was the tube off the air intake, which I don't know if you can see in this angle. Right there. This elbow right here was broken. We put adhesive, used a zip tie to hold it in place until it cured, and so far so good. Hopefully it won't re-crack again when this is being pulled off, but this is a very, very brittle, dry belt. Very stiff, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll get to that. We'll cross that road when we get to it. So that's where I'm at. He went, so as I was talking about before, there is one of the pulleys that's having an issue, and that would be the tensioner. I checked the water pump. There's only two smooth pulleys on here. One is a water pump. The other is the tensioner pulley. It wouldn't be any of the ones that ride on the rib, because it's on the back side of the pulley. These are just logical conclusions you can come to. And when I pulled it off, you could tell that it was like a roller skate. You can hear the binding in it. So when he comes back, he went to go grab one. Unfortunately, it's going to be aftermarket, but it's kind of needed at this time. And hopefully whatever alternator he decides to put on is going to be okay, because apparently I think that's going to be all aftermarket as well. Yeah, CarQuest looks like. Cross your fingers. So here we are, and we'll get to work. I'll go ahead and remove the coils. I can leave them plugged in and just pull them to the side. So that's that. these are just hold down bolts for the harness here. You want to have a place to be able to move it. So take notice, there are going to be two different color and style bolts. So I'm aware of that. I'll put these to the side. Go ahead and pop these out. Apparently they've been leaking inside of there too. Not just, I don't know if you can see this, but it's been leaking inside of here as well. It's been leaking inside of here.
Also?
Also.
That's crazy.
Well,
Nothing.
we'll see. We'll see. Calm down. One step at a time. We got that guy. And that looks wet too.
I think my kids just subscribed.
I know. I saw that. Tristan. That was so cute.
I subscribe. I haven't been.
No worries. I know you got stuff to do. Let me go ahead and use pliers instead.
It just pull off. Or
No, you gotta press the button. So sometimes you gotta push in and then push out, pull out. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah, it's all good there. Okay. Making sure. But this guy's a little moist.
Something moist is good.
No. That's probably, it's from the valve cover going down. Looks like.
What you call it?
Holding tension just fine. You didn't have any other squeaks or anything, right?
No.
So.
The other squeak came from the alternator.
Correct.
And when they go back, that's
For sure, you didn't have any other symptoms?
no.
No battery light or anything?
Battery like came on this.
Oh, okay.
So I figured it's alternator.
Well, it's either alternator or if the...
Brand new.
No. If the belt
Yeah.
is not spinning like it's supposed to,
Oh yeah, but it was tight. The tension was perfect.
but you can see the back of the belt.
Yeah, it was.
If it gets slowed down too much, that's what relies. That's what makes the generator turn.
The noise was coming.
100%.
The noise was coming from the alternator. I opened it up. Oh.
Okay, I can hear the bearings.
right?
Yeah, I hear the bearings. Okay.
Yeah.
I just, like to make sure.
Absolutely. It was like making a lot of noise. I was like, oh.
I hear that. Wrench, not socket, wrench.
Wrench. 10. I know, 10. I have 12. I see
We're 3/8.
10 or 3/8.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No?
Looking. They're all like randomly. I think 10 is the one that I don't have.
That's what people lose the most.
Yeah, 10 is the toughest one because I had the same problem with that one.
Okay, well, I used the channel locks and I got it, so I got it for now.
Yeah, I was using a 10 socket somehow.
All right, so that's okay.
There's
to
a,
the
what you call it, one of them had a
O-ring.
orange, yeah.
Yeah.
I keep dropping. It's an orange.
Yeah. It's this guy right here. So everything else is off except for here. Okay.
I'm gonna get it off.
Well, we gotta take off the valve cover and give it some room to wiggle. Is that it? Yeah.
I tightened it, but I didn't. I over tightened it.
That's possible. Let me take a picture of that, because that might be the issue right there. It's a Dorman part. Dorman will leak.
Like, did I bought from there? I think I bought from the dealer. I had to go over there and pick it up because I was pissed because of the parking. Yeah.
I wonder if some freaking... Oh man, that's crazy. Just,
Yeah, hold that.
well, I don't want to put too much flex on that. I'm trying to wiggle this. This guy has to come on this side. I usually have bungees. I hold things. Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll clean this up really good. Go ahead and take that. I'll take this side. Yeah. I don't think you cleaned this. Like some of this right here, it shouldn't have.
So that would have cost?
Yes.
Okay.
It has to be 100%. That's silicone. Old silicone and new silicone will not adhere to each other. You always have to be 100% flat, clean, like you're cooking. That's exactly it. Silicone next to silicone. Alright, I'm going to show my viewers what we got going on over here. I'll bring you guys closer. And this is more than likely the cause of the leak. If you look here, there's old silicone or gasket material in either or, both sides. When you have gasket material or still a dirty mating surface, you're going to have leaks. Now, one of the things that we found is that the valve cover he had purchased from the dealer seems to be a Dorman. And I'll show you here. That good old wallet with wings. You see that symbol, right? That's Dorman. And then we have, let's see here, Dorman. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And he went to the dealer. So we're going to go ahead and take care of this. I'll clean this up. I wish I had compressed air, but see, stuff like this, you have to be careful of not getting into the engine. You have like little nuts and leaves and particles. You want to keep that out of the engine. Today is a pretty warm day. No breeze, so we should be good. So I'll bring it back on once we have a little more done on here. Okay, we're back. Let me make sure I got my mic on. Yes. Okay, one of the things I had to replace, already cleaned off the head, cleaned off the valve cover, took off the seal. That's all cleaned up, ready to go. This is a tensioner pulley that we're going to replace because, as you can see on here, we've got little marks. This is evidence that it was starting to seize up. And I'm going to put this up to the mic and spin it and see if you can hear this. And then this guy, no sound whatsoever. So I don't know if you guys can pick that up or not with the mic, but this is what we're going to put on. Let me get the bolt. And use the washer that came with the vehicle. Now I can't really have you guys look at what I'm doing because there's no room. So take my word for it. I'll give you an after shot once I have it on. Always install it by hand with your fingers, the bolt. And then once it's all the way in, you can go ahead and tighten it down. there's not much space between the bolt and the frame anyway. Alright, that's all the way on. And I'm going to torque it down a little bit with this guy, but I'll give it the final torque with a socket. Or with a solid wrench. You never want to use gear wrenches for torque. They're not made for that. Notice something, I cannot use that washer. Let's see here. Might not be able to use that washer with this design. We're gonna go ahead and install this. I hate Dorman. Absolutely hate Dorman. I can't emphasize that enough. So I'm gonna do one more pass myself. I don't know what the heck. I swear, using Dorman, it's a guaranteed redo. Just don't even do it. If you're going to do the job, make sure you just grab OE parts. Do you really want to do jobs over and over again? I mean, this is for the DIYers as well. I don't care if you work in a shop or what. Make sure the writers or the service manager are selling OEM parts whenever possible. I mean, I understand that some customers are just that cheap, but man, when it comes to time and components or bigger jobs, you really don't want to have any kind of comebacks from that, do you? Time consuming, and you might have catastrophic damage on top of that. Something as simple as a valve cover and they can't get this right. Man, Dorman irritates me. Pedazo de mierda, no entiendo. They weren't always as bad. They were not always as bad. They were good products at one point in time. I would say like 20 years ago. Since then, quality control has gone down drastically. Okay. So, per service data, we got to add some silicone to the corners here. And I don't know if you can see this or not. I'll give you a closer shot. I'll zoom you in a second. I'm using ultra gray on this. That's what came on here originally. I would have used black or gray in this scenario. He had some clear stuff, but I wasn't going to go with. You have to understand that there's different chemical makeups of this stuff, of this RTV, and you want to make sure you use whatever's applicable for this application. Black and gray are typically used for oils. And that's that. Shouldn't need any more than that. It's more than enough. Okay, here we are. We're up against the engine now. Hopefully have a better angle, a better view. And this is where I added the silicone here and there as per instructions on the service information. I'm going to go ahead. This has all been wiped down, especially on the mating surfaces, and the seal has been completely wiped down a few times. Just making sure that this thing is good to go. Dorman. Just irks the heck out of me. OE is a one-piece design. Gasket, the seals for spark plugs,